Feenix is a non-profit organization that is involved in co-creating solutions with students frustrated by the lack of channels available and established crowdfunding platform. So the aim of the organization is to connect communities in a bid to create debt-free education. So in the next 2 years, Feenix has been operating in excess of 25 million rand, they say, and has been crowdfunded, and more than 900 students have received support. To tell us more about this is Feenix Chief Operating Officer Leana de Beer. Leana, a very good evening to you, and thank you so much for speaking to us. So let's first start with the concept. What drew you to think of crowdfunding as a solution for this?
Thanks for having me. I think Fees Must Fall, for many South Africans, Fees Must Fall highlighted probably for the first time the funding gap in the higher education space, and especially how expensive education is for many South Africans. We also found that many South Africans wanted to get involved, wanted to support students, but didn't know how, or didn't have the right channels. So we decided to build a crowdfunding platform called Feenix. So the crowdfunding platform is essentially online fundraising. I think it's slowly becoming more popular around the world, even here in South Africa, but a lot of South Africans still don't understand it. So crowdfunding is basically asking a big group of people, whether that's a big network, a big community, to give a little bit of money, and essentially all of that money becomes quite a large sum. So it's about bringing people together. On the one side, the student now have an alternative way of fundraising and formalizing that fundraising. And then for the South African, or the everyday South African, the business, the corporate, it's a safe, secure and transparent channel for them to support students.
How difficult was it to do that? Because the conundrum around the missing middle has been they're perceived to having money, but the actual reality is their net profit does not belie that. How do you convince people that this is a group of people who really are in need of your money?
We're still trying to do that. I think it is quite a challenge. We often get the question, yes, but government supporting free education is not necessary to help students. But we are sitting with a large number, about 260,000 students in South Africa cannot afford to go to university. And those are students that do not qualify for government support, and that is the missing middle students. So exactly like you say, they're too rich for government support, but they actually cannot afford it, especially students that comes from families with more than one student at a university at the same time, students who's doing postgraduates. And then we're also having students on the platform that's finished their degree, that's completed, that's just sitting on debt. And because of that debt, they cannot access their degree. They can't access the paperwork. And those students cannot go into the job market without that paperwork. So it's about alleviating the debt. I think also storytelling is really, really important. South Africans are very giving. And once South Africans on a platform like Feenix have the opportunity to read stories, to connect with students, and for every funder that's different. Maybe you're quite passionate about female students or women, maybe you're quite passionate about the science. This platform allows you to go on there, find stories you connect with, and donate a portion of money to that student. What's wonderful about crowdfunding, you can donate a small amount. The minimum is 100 rand, and some funders donate thousands of rands.
And it's a very interesting point to raise, that people have to personally be touched and connect with the people that they would like to fund, right? But the question has always been about the private sector, because some of these people belong within that grouping. Why have they failed to step up? Why are they not doing enough to be part of the solution? What insight can you give on that?
Well, I think we often find donor fatigue in this country. I think South Africans are very giving in nature. I truly believe that. And we see that from studies. In 2017, about 75% of South Africans gave a small amount of money to a charity. I think we often think things need to be formalized. So if I give to a church, or I give to a school, or I give to my child's friend, that's not giving, or that's not formalized, therefore it doesn't count. But I think our nature as South Africans, as a people, are quite giving. And then it is about saying government can't do it all, and they have a portion, they have a section they need to take care of. But we, as not only corporate South Africa, can step up to the plate and become involved, but we as everyday South Africans can come and be involved. And that for us was really important, saying yes, corporate South Africa is doing their bit, but at the end of the day, you, me, every South African can give a little, and therefore, or in that way, actually create a lot.
So just give us a profile of some of those that you have been able to to help, and what they've been able to do with that help.
So we created the platform in 2017, in June 2017, and we've been operating for about 2 years. 900 students have been able to raise 26 million rand, which is a wonderful number. It's not enough, and we're working hard to increase, but I think for 2 years, 26 is great. And then also that has included 120 corporate donors and about 1,200 individual donors, all stepping up and giving what they can towards that 26 million.
And just tell me, looking for more funding, are you looking at places outside of South Africa? Are you looking at reaching out to NGOs or CSOs, or I don't know, what other platforms you think will be able to provide you with money?
Absolutely. Again, I think the nature of crowdfunding allows for that. We're not bound by borders, so a lot of South Africans are sitting overseas, expats. They want to get involved, whether that's expats in South Africa, whether it's South Africans being expats in other countries. Those people are a wonderful grouping that can get involved, give back, send money back to South Africa. So we are looking and speaking to South Africans around the world. And we also see that some money is coming in from Australia, North Africa, America. It depends on the student's network, and it depends on the company's network. So crowdfunding only works when we share. And if a student shares it and it gets picked up on social media and that then gets shared, it's amazing how that travels, and then all of a sudden money, absolutely, it triples in.
Thank you so much for speaking to us, Leana, and all the best to you and all of those involved. Leana de Beer is Chief Operating Officer at Feenix. The aim of the organization is to connect communities in a bid to create debt-free education. Rather heartwarming story. And speaking of warmth, let's go